Hello, all. Welcome to another round of 12 questions. Today, we have Sven Spollen-Behrens with us, who is the Director of Small Firms Association in Ireland. Sven, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Rohit.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, as you said, I work with the Small Firms Association, which is an organization that represents small businesses with less than 50 employees. And we provide HR support, connect adults, connect small businesses with each other, and we lobby government for small business support.
So we will go into 12 rapid fire questions for you. But in the meantime, or before we start that, do you want to tell us about what is a general day in your life looks like?
Oh God, yeah, it's different every day. It starts with getting up early and reading the papers and getting ready for the day. Ideally, go for a run and bring the kids to school. And after that, probably mostly around 8:15, starting the day. And it's answering members' queries, it's meeting with government departments, it's meeting with the internal Ibec accounts team, looking at business development, lots of Zoom meetings or Teams meetings and everything online, discussing the new SFA awards program and facilitating workshops and webinars. So it's quite diverse and no one day is ever the same.
Brilliant. Now we'll go into a quick rapid fire round. And effectively, you will have around 30 seconds to answer any of the questions. But if you want to elaborate upon them, yes, feel free. And we will give you a few more seconds to answer them as well. Your first question, you ready for that?
I'm the king of snappy one-liners.
Go for it then. So your greatest achievement so far?
Well, the greatest achievement is actually to gather a team around me that has helped many small businesses in difficult times to provide meaningful support. What do you think of that for an answer?
Definitely, it's a fantastic answer when you think about it. We have gone through a COVID-19 situation, a pandemic, which nobody in our generation would have seen. So this is kind of, unprecedented times, and you've navigated businesses through that. So I must say, yes, that's a brilliant one. What's your favorite funny memory that happened at work?
Not at work, but on the way to work. So every Friday on the way to school, my daughter takes it upon herself to ask me to help her with her Irish homework, which is always a great source of amusement because obviously with my last name, I'm clearly not Irish. So that's a real challenge. And for me, trying to pronounce simple things like Irish names or simple Irish words is a major challenge.
I can imagine. Don't tell me which name you pronounce, so we'll leave it for another time. One regret, doing or not doing what you did or you didn't do?
Not learning Irish. Yes.
You didn't know back then you were going to get married to an Irish lady. So, I would say probably we give you a benefit out there. Biggest challenge being the director of the SFA?
Well, wood for trees, just to really being able to identify what is relevant and what isn't. There's a lot of noise out there, and there's a lot of initiatives from government coming at you. Obviously, then distilling and filtering, and then turning this into something meaningful to our members, for our members. That's one of the challenges, and probably much like yourself, to find the hours in the day.
Perfect. And how do you manage the work-life balance then? So you mentioned, it's difficult to find enough hours in the day. So do the family get any time at all?
So one of my colleagues said to me, I don't work from home, I live at work. And that's clearly a challenge, and just to be able to pull the shutters down, to close the shop in the morning and not to open up the shop too early in the morning. So that's a challenge clearly, but come 8 o'clock, I put the phone away. I'm not checking my emails anymore, and I don't start reading my emails before 8 o'clock in the morning. So this is what I've learned the hard way, because otherwise you get too overwhelmed.
Of course, but you said 8 p.m. and not 5:30 or 6. So you're still working 12 good hours of the day effectively.
Well, the day has 24 hours, 25 if you include the 1 hour lunch break. So,
do you exercise?
I do. I love my runs, either the morning runs or sometimes after work, just depending on the time that I have during the day. But my wife says I'm running away from her and the family. I'm just running, just not to stand still, but to clear the head and just do a bit of exercise.
Nice, good. What's the most treasured possession you have?
Oh, it's not the headset I have here, but it's my AirPods, which help me listening to music during my runs or listening to podcasts. And they're indeed my most recent purchase and my most treasured possession at the moment.
Well done. Your favorite quote, book, or movie that has inspired you?
Well, I have to go with Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
So life is full of
surprises, and some chocolates you like, some chocolates you don't, some chocolates you spit out, but you always have to deal with every bit of chocolate as it comes along.
What do you do to unwind?
Go for my runs and run away from the family and from the troubles at work. No, indeed, for me, running is a way to clear the head. It's a moment of meditation and mindfulness. But also like to listen to podcasts and from time to time listen to an audiobook or actually read a book.
Are you reading anything at the moment?
I'm reading at the moment between the lines, and it's more the Irish Times. I've finished recently a book on the history of Fine Gael. Well, I'm delighted that there's history for me now because it wasn't that exciting.
Well, Leo Varadkar will be very happy. Now, what's your vision for the next 5 to 10 years for the business environment? I know, given the current circumstances, it's very difficult to predict. But let's say, I mean, we've been through the pandemic for probably a year and 8-9 months at this stage. Where do you see us going?
You said vision, yeah. So there's always a bit of hope in there and optimism. So in 10 years from now, it is my vision, it is my hope that we have overcome the housing crisis, that we have made huge inroads in relation to a low carbon economy, that we have managed the challenges of the new world of work, have super fast broadband, a much improved public infrastructure system, and live in a thriving all-Ireland economy where Brexit is fairly in the rearview mirror.
Fair enough. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Oh God, I have to be very cliche again, and I'm going to quote from another favorite movie of mine, The Dead Poets Society. And that's clearly Carpe Diem, seize the day. And I can't believe I'm already in my early 50s and time has flown by. I'm really trying to live every moment, enjoy every moment. That's what I would give as advice to my younger self.
Any advice for the small businesses in Ireland or around the globe, for that sake?
Go join the SFA.
You'll have to open up the membership to everybody around the globe then. Brilliant. That's effectively it. Sven, thank you for joining today, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation as well. We would love to bring in more visitors like yourself to the channel and introduce some business leaders to the industry, those who have set the businesses apart. And of course, when you're working with the businesses, you're talking and dealing with a number of other businesses at the same time. You're trying to hear and you're trying to put their views forward to the government. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks for having me, Rohit.